So I was working on the Jeep the other night, and I forgot to record it because I was doing it in the middle of the night. But I swapped out the original starter and the original ignition switch from 1993, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this, you guys can see that in the light, is an ignition switch from 1993. It's April 16th, 1993. It was manufactured. That's old. Here's the original starter, if you're ever curious. So there's enough build-up grime on this puppy to really suit your fancy. So this is also the original one. So pretty cool, right? I figured swapping those out would fix my problem. They didn't. However, it opened a door and allowed me to figure out some other stuff that I don't think I would have elsewise. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so in essence, I discovered that while the starter was replaced and the ignition switch, which was replaced, which is underneath the steering wheel, the car still wasn't starting. So let's see if I can do this without it on. So I thought it was this ignition relay. Here's the original. It's somewhere. I don't know where it went. So I thought it was a new ignition relay. So I bought a new one. Still no dice. Placed a battery. Still no dice. But if I jump across the ignition relay points, I can start it. So my last ditch effort is to see if these old corroded, I don't know if you guys can see that, these old corroded terminals are causing the issue. Because if I'm looking, I got breaks in the wire, so I'm going to cut these back and then put on these new heavier ones and see if we got any dice. So those of you who've never done this, it's about as fun as it looks. Basically, we're cutting back wiring. So we're measuring out, we'll say, I got about that much spare wire before I start to pull. So I'm going to cut about right here. Obviously, disconnect the batteries, but it doesn't matter. So, I mean, you can look at this thing. This thing has seen 100% better days. Put that over there. What we're doing now is we have two wires that we have to look out for. So we are taking this and we are slicing her up. And I'm sure there's more efficient ways of doing this, but this is what I have readily available. So this is how it's going to happen. So, and I don't have a big enough wire stripper to do these are pretty insulated wires though. There we go. Let's just cut through on the bottom. If you're in the comments below saying, oh man, you didn't do X, Y, or Z, it's because this is what I have readily available. So you know what? Hold on a second. This is gonna be hot. A little Pepsi on that to help loosen up some of that corrosion towards the base. But I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it's not the worst wiring I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the best either. So there we go. That looks more like copper. Okay, there's one. Now this is the one we don't have a ton of room to operate with. So this is, hold on. So this one's done. If you guys can see this, so let me adjust this real quick. So this one's done. Looks nice. Looks coppery. Now this is the next one. So I don't have as much room with this one to work. So I got to be real cognizant about what I'm doing. So how far does this thing stick out? Okay, so I'm going to cut about right. It's right about here. Make sure if you're using a box cutter or an X-Acto knife or anything else that you don't take a chunk of flesh off with it, because that is a lovely hospital visit. Ask me how I know. There we go. We are separated. There we go. And we're off. Same thing as before. We got a lot of green for the main power line. I don't think it's going to affect how the car operates, but we're going to pour some Pepsi on it. I don't drink diet, so I don't have diet. But that's cleaned it up pretty well with regular. Oop. You get a paper towel. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Getting these stupid things. I've never used these, so I imagine it might be a lot easier with this kind. Oh, yes it is. So, can I fit? No, I'm not going to do them both because I don't have enough room. So, literally just put it into the hole. Again, this is the first time I'm doing these. Before, I usually do the crimping ones, so this is going to be a first for me. But it looks like... Cool. I went right in. All right. That was a lot easier than the crimping ones. Dear Lord. Make sure they're all nice and tight so they don't come off while you're driving. Now we're going to take the other one, do the other side. Well, we probably should have done the other side first, but hindsight is 20/20 these days. Okay, where is my Allen key? And this thing has an additional 2 slots if you have like accessories running off of your battery, like if you do aftermarket lights or anything else. But here we go. So that, dear friends, is the new terminal. So I did do some modification to the terminal. For whatever reason, the positive side is physically narrower than it should be. Don't know why. But now that we did that side, let's do up the negative. This one, we'll do it, I guess, right here. So I'm going to cut it back to this plastic. Right here. Dang, this. There we go. Okay. There it is. Oh, thought I lost it. I was like, damn it. Not again. Oops. I'm going to back this out. These, it looks like, I think I'm going to do these based just on one side, but throw that away. So I'm going to do it like that. So I'll do this. That is bad. Inside this, there is, I'd call it a shim, but I don't actually know the medical name for it. But let's get these slammed up in here. Basically, it narrows the diameter of the hole, so you can fit in different. Oh, well, why did you fall out, sir? You know what? We're gonna have to do 2 separate ones for this side because I got a feeling this one's gonna be stubborn. So let's do this side on this side. And then this side on this side. Okay. Bada boom, bada bing. Mr. Worldwide, when I step in the room, I'm a hustler, baby. All right. So I seem to have lost the locking nut for the positive side, but oh well. So Let's do this. So we're in the car itself. There's not a ton of room in here. I had to take apart the dashboard or the lower trim. So if you want to look up under here, on top of the steering rack, where this bundle of cables is, up here, the ignition switch is. So the ignition switch has a tendency to fail. So let's see. Okay, so see, I still got nothing. But I don't have a check engine light, so everything should work. Why doesn't this go? But check this out. Hold on. So this is what I was talking about earlier. So this right here, this KKA, this is the ignition relay. So, right? So I left the car on to prove this. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. If not, I'll have to set something up. So if you bridge 37 and 80, watch. So I have power going to the fuse block. When you turn the key, this relay clicks. But for whatever reason, I do not have, it's just not going to this next spot. So I am at a total loss. However, I'm going to take this one step further. I have some starting fluid, and I'm not actually sure how this works. I probably should have read it. Doesn't say anything. All right, moment of truth, kids. Holy shit! She started! Holy shit, she actually started. So from experience, that means the throttle cable is not properly adjusted for idle, which is fine. I just have to figure out which cable. I do believe it's this cable right here. So this is a breather hose. I don't give a shit about that. So yeah, that look how much slack is in that. I don't know if you, this is supposed to be tight. So this is where the problem is right here. So I'm gonna have to look up how to adjust this. But it started. At least it tried. I'll take it as a win. Hold on. This is probably not my smartest idea ever, but I wonder if I could just put gas in there. What about air fuel cleaner? That's a lot lighter. It's a lot less flammable. It's not ether. Okay. It's working. It's in the right direction. So I don't hear an engine knock, which is good. I have a bunch of damage. I have this damaged vacuum line here, so I'm gonna have to redo those, and that's intake. So that might be part of our issue. But I don't know why this thing is stuck closed. I'm at a loss, but I got a new fuel pump coming. Let's see, here's the thing. Even after all that nonsense of arcing across and everything else, we still have the same key. So, but I got no check engine light, so that's at least good. All the lights work. Fog, I don't know if the fog lights don't work. The headlights and high beams work because I have them. Had to you can hear it click. It's like this weird pull system. It's lame. But so if I cannot figure out why the starter is not going, I'm just gonna hot wire. Yeah, you guys can see the roof. Yeah. So I'll end up hot wiring the starter to a like a race car button relay, and we're gonna do it that way. If I can't figure out where the short is in this fucking line, but you know that's tomorrow's problem. So, but as you can see here, I don't think I've ever showed you guys the inside. So, seen better days, right? The column trim was this is broken. I mean, the roof, this trim's okay though. So for here, back's all right. Same with that side. Actually, oh, horn's broken too. trim is in better shape. This trim was garbage. So I'm kind of at a loss. And the door panels look great, though. The door panels are great. And I have the trim piece for that in my garage right now. I just got to kind of attach it. But it's in oddly good shape and bad shape at the same time. So, and I don't know how the radio works. So I don't have AM, FM, nothing. Oh. No way. Hold on. The radio works. Oh my goodness.
Relationships with things like The Mo Show or Homegirl with Mo and Alt AZ, or better yet, Phoenix
Holy
Magazine's best
shit.
talk show with the Valley. And since I'm the best, or at least my mom thinks so, I only partner with the best, like my friends.
Okay,
at
so
University of
only
Technology. You know, the best tech school in the Valley. They give you the opportunity to help shape the future of technology.
Okay, so only one speaker works, and it's that one back there. So the ones in these doors need to be replaced, but I mean, that's not bad for how long it was sitting. But alas, we're gonna continue working. But yeah, if you want to check this out, so put it in neutral. Transfer case, let's take a listen to the transfer case. Transfer case sounds good. So I got every gear, and parking brake works. So mechanically, this thing seems pretty good. Electronically, there's some gremlins. I'm gonna end up buying a new steering wheel. I was gonna take the one out of the Maxima, but I'm gonna end up just selling it as is. New one of these, either replace the roof head or I don't know, man. I don't know. So it dawned on me, if starting fuel or starting fluid is like race fuel, it can cause pre-detonation and an engine knock that way. I'm hoping that's the case because there were a few times when it sounded like it wanted to run regularly, and I think all is good. But that means the ignition system's good. I don't know. I got a feeling that it's not that the engine's not bad. But again, we won't really know. But now that it is wanting to run, now time for service. But there's the new fuel tank. Fuel pump comes in on Tuesday, and we will cross these bridges when we get there. So stay tuned.